It is time for some seriously amateur editing skills, but I hope you enjoyed it. It took me a shitload of time to get it right, and I'm seriously proud of myself. I'm seriously proud of myself that I was able to edit just the way I wanted. Anyhow, like the seriously awesome intro action depicted, this is going to be a video about Javazon. I wish my Javazon had a name Boazon, but apparently I wasn't smart enough to think of it before I started recording. So instead her name is
Moo.
not Boazon. Anyway, what I'll be doing in this video is probably I'll make a series of video on a Javazon just passing through hell difficulty on players 8. I'll skip on some of my best gear just to make it a bit more relatable for single players. I won't use Annie or Torch, because even though I have them, I don't want to be as overpowered and so on. I will use my F Titans, but the roll on them is pretty much the nut low. You have second Titans, a bit better roll, but not F. So they're not exactly too great anyway. The items I'm using, they're far from overpowered. I think for single player, like Treachery is cheap enough, Lore is probably the cheapest plus 2 skills helm. My amulet is pretty nice for single player. I wish it was plus 2 to Amazon skills, then it would be absolutely awesome. It would be pretty close to Mara's, but now it's only plus 1, so it's okay for single player, but definitely nothing fancy. Have Spirit. On my Switch I plan on having Storm Shield, but I'm only level 71, so I still need a couple levels before I can use that. Ravenfrost, far from perfect. Dwarf Star for some survivability. Some Dual Leech gloves, because, well, I'll get back to that later. Thunder Gods and Gore Riders, and just, some resistances, health charm. So definitely nothing fancy. On my Merc I'm playing around with Lawbringer, and yeah, Vampire Gaze and upped Ethereal Duriel Shell. That's pretty much my setup. It's nothing too fancy, and I'll just go right into gameplay, and as I play I'll explain on kind of why I chose this gear and not why another, and so on and so forth. Alright, so let's just jump right into gameplay. Spend my point, set up players 8. Shit. There we go. Full disclosure, I did try to make initially a video starting at, just hell, before Den of Evil and so on. I was like level 64 or something, but I kind of fucked up that video, so instead I'm currently at Inner Cloister, I think that's how you pronounce it. So let's just go from there, summon Valkyrie. Yeah, and let's start with a bit of the gear I'm using. So F Titans and Spirit, pretty self-explanatory. I did decide to go for shit. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Don't go into melee range before proccing Fade. That's kind of the takeaway. Anyway, Spirit, self-explanatory, though a viable option is actually using Lidless, the +1 skills. only. I decided to use Spirit instead since I'll be using Storm Shield on my Switch for whenever I go into melee range. I just want some damage reduction.
This place is
So I'll be spending a shitload of points into strength anyway, so I might as well spend extra, what, 20 or something to get Spirit, that extra +1 skill. I mean, I'll never be too high on damage anyway, so kind of like having the additional plus skill. Let's just let my Merc take care of it. Actually, I can do it myself. Yes! Some full rejuice. Love that. Need that. Since I've been breezing through Nightmare and normal, I didn't pick up as many rejuves as I want to have, really. What else? What else? On Switch I don't have CTA, since I kind of want to be, again, more relatable for single players. And CTA is really hard to come by if you're, you know, well, a single player. See? Oh yeah. Yes. Die. Next up is probably what else I'm using. I mean, Rings, Dwarf Star, and Ravenfrost. Ravenfrost pretty self-explanatory, like it's the best piece of gear to get the cannot be frozen mod on. And then Dwarf Star for some extra resistances, since as a Javazon you have quite a few lightning immunes. Actually, let's pick up the waypoint in case something happens. My video again, and I need to start over. So yeah, since I'll be going into melee range quite a bit, let's kill those minions. They drop nice. Well, they could potentially kill me, but they should be fine. Really want my fate to proc, then I'll be a lot more safer. So yeah, I'm going to melee range. I need some extra resistances. There's a lot of nasty, you know, fire champions. Like even all those bosses that have, you know, fire enchanted, and once they explode, they kind of hurt like motherfuckers. Yeah. This is tough. So yeah, Dwarf Star is a really nice, safe option. Besides, I don't really have any other ring I would rather wear. Like a second Ravenfrost, I suppose, is pretty much the best I can go for. But yeah, I mean, some extra cold damage is whatever. Some extra dexterity so I can... Oh, unique bow. Some extra dexterity so I can spend more points into vitality is not as great. Oh shit! Leakander's aim. Actually, with this character, initially when I was running from, you know, Bloodmoor to Inner Cloister, I found Buriza. So it's the second Amazon item I didn't have before that I found with this character in Hell. That's really awesome. That's really, really awesome. Since I'm kind of messing around with this Holy Grail Sorceress idea, I'm trying to collect every single item in the game, though I'm not trying to do it with just one character, like others are. It's a pretty nice find. Anyhow, wrong waypoint. There's not too many rings I prefer over Dwarf Star. Like Monolds for the mana steal would be nice, since a few pieces of my gear, actually Lore Helm is the one I'm using just to have more mana. I was initially running this Peasant's Crown, I think. It gives a nice boost to vitality, faster run walk, but I felt like I was lacking mana steal. Like the only source of mana steal was my amulet, 3%. That's pretty low considering this is Hell. My chance to hit is crazy low, So I'm not stealing as much mana as I would like. So that's why I switched out to lore, as well as I switched out my 2 to Javazon gloves, 2 to Java skills gloves with some resistances into these crafted gloves with some extra mana steal. Oh shit. Run. So yeah, that's why I'm using lore, that's why I'm using Dwarf Star. What else? Using Gore Riders. That's pretty... well, it's not standard for a Javazon. My reasoning is because I go into melee range a lot. There's a lot of physical immunes, so I'll be actually using my jab skill quite a decent amount of time. I'd really like some extra crushing blow. Some... This is all wrong, I need more. Fuck. Whatever. I need more crushing blow, some deadly strike is nice. Some open wounds. It's not a huge deal, but it's okay. I could swap it out for Gore Riders, but I think deadly strike is more valuable since deadly strike has no penalty for ranged attacks, unlike crushing blow. And since I'll be throwing my javelins a shit ton, might as well, take advantage of deadly strike. I might switch to High Lord's Amulet at some point. That way. Oh, okay, this is not good. This is not good. There's too many lightning immunes. But thank God I maxed out Valkyrie before I got here, so she's actually decently tanky. She can be the front line I need, because my barbarian keeps on dying. I had to actually socket. I had to even up my Duriel shell, as well as socket it with a Ral rune, just to make his resistances go up. As you can see, his resistances suck. Also had to socket my Vampire Gaze with an Ort, just to make his resistances higher. Let's see. Do I want some poison resistance spots? I think I do. Let's do that. So before fighting Andy, we'll kind of chunk on these pots a bit. Holy shit, I really wish my Fade would proc, like, right. And as I say that, it does. Oh, it's fucking awesome. Okay, now I'm pretty safe. I have maxed out resistances, which is kind of mandatory for hardcore, especially for an elite character like I'm playing right now. Merc proc Decrepify. Oh shit, I kind of just leashed. Oh man. I think I'll need to up my Titans, because I'm seriously lacking damage. Like previously I was playing with I was using Act 2 Merc, so he was dealing more damage. My current Merc is only dealing 1k, which is extremely low. But I'm kind of toying around with this idea of just using Decrepify on him. Plus, the good weapon I had for my Merc is kind of lost, because he died. I don't even know on which character I had it initially. Had like an F Cryptic Axe, Obedience, had F Treasure, Insight. I think I was using Insight for my Javazon, just to take care of all the mana issues. Because again, you won't be mana stealing as much as you'd like on player's 8. Yeah, you're just not dealing enough damage. As simple as that. Okay, let's chunk on some pots. They don't stack in resistances, but they stack in duration. It's kind of nice to just chunk a couple of pots and forget about poison resistances for a while. Let's clear out this before I go to kill Andy. Because I imagine I'll need to tank her, otherwise my Merc will die. Yo, let me tank. Fuck. Valkyrie! God damn, the faster cast rate. Oh, Amazon has one of the slowest faster cast rates in the game. It's extremely annoying to cast any spell when you seriously need it. And yeah, it should be fine. My Merc is surviving. He has the Crepify Honor. Let's give him a pot. Actually, the pot doesn't seem to be doing that much. Oh. Yeah, I'm way more tanky than my Merc is when it comes to bosses. That's only natural. Drop is shit. Drop is shit. And my Merc died. Oh, fuck. Well, at least I leveled up. Okay, we're done with Act 1, I think.
This maiden shall inflict no more
Nah,
anguish.
fuck it. I'm good. Let's see. Let's see.
And
I want to clear out my inventory a bit. Let's just quickly do that. Yeah, I'm kind of this... what's it called? I don't know. Greedy bastard. Just picking up all the garbage. I intend to make a video where I'm gambling and crafting a shit ton.
greetings.
Just resurrect my Merc. He's extremely squishy.
order
He's so
welcomes you.
annoying. Like, I mean, everyone tells you that Act 5 Mercs are really tanky and shit. But, I mean, he just dies so easily. So I imagine if I was running Act 2 Merc, I'd still be using
Your
something like
presence
Holy
of-
Freeze on him.
Greetings.
Just because, just to make him survive a bit more. And with my previous Javazon, because I've already did Players 8 with a Javazon. Unfortunately, she died while magic finding. No, not magic finding, actually. No, sorry about that. She was trying to do nihil attack on Players 8 for the first time. And I decided, well, I don't give a shit about the cursed mod. I mean, I've been farming for so long, I have such awesome gear. This should be fine. And yeah, he had curse mod, he cursed me and then one-shot me with a corpse explosion, which was extremely nasty. But hey, what can you do? Sometimes life's just... Ugh, too bad cannot be frozen doesn't help against these guys. I have Fade on, so I should be fine here. Take care of his minions and then continue the main boss. Need to step just a bit further. Mana steal and life steal are kind of low. Whatever, that's just a bit of inconvenience. Nobody can one-shot me, so that's good. Storm Shield, can I wear it at level 73 or 75? At 73, so one more level and I'll have a decent setup for whenever I go into melee range. Yo, get your ass fucking here. I wanna fight you, I wanna kill you. God damn it. God damn it. Jesus Christ. In your fucking decrepify, just stop moving. Stop. Stop. Finally. Good boy. Die. Okay. Holy shit, this poison hurts. I mean, my poison resistance is kind of suck, but you can't have it perfect in single player, so that's whatever. Let's see. So yeah, my previous Javazon had a bit different setup. She was still running, she had another F Titan. I think it was even worse roll. It was 151 enhanced damage. This one is 10% better. And she was actually running Act 2 Merc with Holy Freeze, I believe. And what else she was running, since again Merc kept on dying, I had Dracul's Vampire Bone Gloves on her. Since your Lightning Fury procs, you know, all those skills, chance to cast on hit. So what it would proc life tap frequently and therefore allow my Merc to survive. That was nice. I think I had Thunder Gods, Raven Frost. What armor was I wearing? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I was wearing Treachery. I think I was wearing perhaps some 1-to-all skills. No, that Hagan, whatever, like 20 faster cast rate, 20 faster hit recovery armor. Or perhaps she was wearing Viper Magi. Can't remember really. The rest of the gear was pretty similar, suppose. What was she wearing? Maybe no, she was wearing Cat's Amulet, right? Cat's Amulet, because it didn't have High Lords. Can actually wear High Lords, but I don't want. My current amulet is pretty nice. I really need that mana steal, though it's useless versus skeletons. But it's useful against everything else. You can see my Fade isn't procced again, so I kind of need to stay back. Can't go all this as offensive as I would like. Okay, there's the guy, there's the guy. And a shitload of immunes. Could consider putting on... let's run. Let's take care of all the guys who aren't lightning immunes. This is not good. I sense some problems here. I really want my Fate to proc before I go into trying to kill Radamant. Should be fine. It doesn't have Cursed. Spectral hit will hurt me, but I do have over 1k life. That's nice. Let's align my charge balls so that they actually help out my Merc and Valkyrie a bit. Oh, and actually the nice thing about Lawbringer on my Merc is that in cases like this one, I'm a bit more safe. Because, as you can see, the undeads keep getting knocked back. Nice. Got it. And Fate proc. Awesome. Okay, let's do this. Let's spend one more point here. Have 2 points. Oh, cool.
I know.
Let's get some mana pots.
Atma has been avenged.
Okay. What else? Let's check when can I wear Storm Shield. Where's my Storm Shield? I need level 73. So yeah, next level. That's in just a bit. Do I want to change anything else on my gear? Do I want something else? Let's just check in case I have some nice rings, but I think I don't have any with mana leech. Actually, I have this one. It's 5 to all resistance, so some maximum damage attack rating. It might be okay, but that's only 3%. If I took this, I could use perhaps some Javazon. Briefly checked out, Googled it, the increased attack speed breakpoints for Javazon, and it seems there's a breakpoint at 45% as well as 55%, so I kind of want these gloves since they allow me to kind of cheaply hit the next frame. So I don't really want to swap out them for some extra javelin skills. So I think I'll go with this gear for the time being. I'd really love to change my helmet to something better, but I really don't have anything. Kind of can't afford to lose 30 resistances. I really don't have any better helm. Holy shit! Would you look at that? Huh. Huh. That's interesting. Holy shit, this would let me take care of my resistances. Would suck. Can I get resistances elsewhere? Could put on, I mean, this with High Lords. I could put this helm plus High Lords plus some Javazon gloves, like 2 to Javazon skills, like for example these. And if I remove Dwarf Star, I'd need to get 68 lightning resist. Oh man, fuck. I would need to, yeah, get 30 resistances to compensate for lore, 38 lightning resistances to compensate for helm. Actually no, High Lords gives 30 something resistances, and 24 fire resistances on my gloves, and 20 to all, 12 to all on my amulet. Do I have any all resistance? I have this one. All resistance is 11. It's not quite good enough. That kind of sucks. That kind of really sucks. Let's just go with this setup for now. Let's just do this. And if it really starts annoying me, then I'll come back to checking out my other options. Anyway, let's go into the land of, annoying shit. Cause Act 2 and 3 are one of the more annoying acts. I see fanaticism, I kill everything before that boss pack gets close to me. Otherwise it's gonna hurt. That's one of the most scary mods in the game. No, I actually have shit. Finally have Storm Shield. I need to put it on. Let's take it. Yeah. And let's do this. I want Storm Shield with my F Titans, since they do more, physical damage. It has 50% enhanced damage additionally. Oh, what the why the okay, that's weird. Hey, when did this knock off? Anyway, finally have Titans. I have pretty decent resistances even without fade out. That's nice. Oh, these guys aren't really scary. Okay, I need to do like this. It's extra 170 something damage when I go with F Titans. Just kind of need to remember which ones are which ones. It's gonna be pretty tough to do so. I'm actually life stealing mana stealing quite a bit. That's surprising. Didn't expect that. Well, the kill speed compared to the last 2 guides I made is actually pretty decent. Because yeah, I made a guide on Trapsin, I made a guide on die. On Frenzy Barbarian, and what else? Boazon, right. Probably one of the worst classes when it comes to farming.
I am
This be F?
overburdened.
Nope. Still looking for a good, you know, two-handed spear or polearm weapon to make inside or obedience in for my merc. Because without an F, I mean, having an F weapon can increase their damage output by about 1,000, I think. It's not something to ignore. I mean, 1,000 damage is a shitload. Just think of it. And just because you're using a different base. Something like F Cryptic Axe Obedience, and you know, the rest of the items being defensive and shit. I actually want to pick up these rejuves so I can combine them into a full rejuve. Okay, waypoint, that might be useful. If I don't get to find a waypoint in Far Oasis. Yeah, so wrong path. Let's go right back. So yeah, so an F Cryptic Axe Merc can do like 4k DPS without the Might Aura, which is really nice. And for farming it feels there's quite a difference when you know when you're running any Sorc really. You're bound to run into immunes. Unless you're this rich guy who has a fucking infinity. I'm actually pretty close to having an infinity myself. But with all that said, I was crazy lucky to have a Surun drop in what was it? Maybe Catacombs? Like level 1 or 2, just randomly while running towards let's actually just go in there. Like, fuck the waypoint. Anyway, so I was lucky enough to get Surun for in Catacombs, and then another day I was lucky enough to get double Surun drop, one in Lower Kurast, one in what was it? Pits, right, pits, while farming pits. Actually might just say fuck it and pick up some teleport item, maybe a helm or a, holy fuck, this is gonna take a while. Oh ah,
Oh man, I need my merc. Man, I think I'll just do this part and then just increase the speed on the video to 300% or something and not just show all the time it takes me to kill all these death beetles.
let's do this. Let's do this. Have this. Have lump. Hull. Let's quickly check which one is it. Perfect emerald. Where are they? There we go. We have 95, 92. No, 95 to 185, and my current damage is 1k30. Up this. I need more dexterity, Jesus Christ.
I can't use this yet.
Yeah, so that's 300 extra damage. That's pretty nice. And I think all that 300 extra damage just kind of scales with my deadly strike.
How may I help you?
Since... Yo, what? Oh, never mind. Since... Like... If I... Let's remove Dwarf Star for some Raven Frost. 56%. That's a 7% extra into my attack rating. As well as quite a bit of 70 damage. That's nice, that's nice.
One eternity later.
Okay. I'm good now. I'm good. Okay, these fuckers are easy. Just die. Thank God I got level 73 before this. Yes! 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 Got it! Oh shit, shit, shit. I want this. I want this.
One eternity later.
Yes! Yes! I'm done with it! Thank you! Thank you! Jesus Christ! Fucking hey! Fuck! Oh my fucking god. Seriously, kids, do not attempt this at home. It's absolute pain in the ass. I'm done with it. Finally.